Hey guys, Anthony 4x4 Diesel. This is going to be a really awesome video, and I'll warn you straight away, it's going to be a long one because we're going to do an injector replacement job. We've got a whole heap of videos in the VIP group, special stuff for the VIPs, for the clients. Yeah, you can't get in there until you've made a parts purchase, but we've got a lot of information out there on our YouTube channel that's available for anyone for free, and I'm taking the time to make this video. It's going to make this job take me a lot longer, but it's going to make the job look quick and easy. So beware. I'm going to rip through this, okay, and show you how we roll this one. It's an old 0506. It's very, I won't say a little bit, it's quite rough around the edges. You can see all the surface rust and things. There could be some complications. It's even looking pretty nasty under the bonnet liner and all that, right? I reckon if you tried to wash that, it'd probably fall off. So it is kind of a just about get rid of it, but that's not my decision to make. There's a few things that need to be fixed up. This is a Euro 3 in a Hilux. So the Hiluxes are the easiest to work on. And the Euro 3, in case you're wondering how do you tell the difference, what I'm talking about, see the EGR, that's a pipe there. You haven't got the EGR cooler. These injectors are different, the pipes are different. You've got to be careful. Again, if I'm not around, just wait to get your injectors off me. You don't want to get the wrong ones. It's happened to people, and companies are hard to deal with when they supply the wrong ones. Wrong pipes, wrong injectors, Chinese copies, remanufactured, other brands. Just wait for the VIP group, wait for the right parts, wait for the best customer service you're going to find anywhere, and listen to the videos, because I'll tell you when I'm not available, and I'll quickly tell you, we're about to go on annual leave, and if this video comes out before then or during then, whatever the case may be, we've got our last couple of days, I'll tell you shortly, but we've got to get on with this job, right? It's been given a clean up by the client. It's clean enough, okay? It's not to my standard, but it's clean enough for what it is. We're going to have to clean a lot of components as we go. We're in a nice clean, have a listen. Clean, quiet, no wind, no dust, nothing getting stirred up. So what I was saying is the Hiluxes are the easiest to work on, okay? And the Euro 3 is the easiest of the Hiluxes. Now this one's got a bit of a lift. I'm feeling it sort of, you know, I'm standing up against the guard here, so we can either let the tyres down. It's good it hasn't got a bull bar, makes it a bit easier. So we're going to set this up. We've got a number of videos. We've got about 8 of these videos in the VIP group, okay? This one may get onto YouTube. I'm not sure yet. It could be it's a bit of a 1, 2, skip a few, 6, 7, 8, 9, skip a few, however it goes, right? Because if I get busy, I get distractions, or batteries go flat, or phone calls come in, whatever, I've got to stop, whatever, I've got to stop and eat. But just rest assured, there could be some problems with this one because of the circumstances of all the massive amounts of corrosion up this high in the engine bay. You don't really see this in Victoria. It's not something that I've seen before, okay? So it's one of the, let's say, easiest ones, but it could be one of the hardest ones. So bits and pieces, let's get into it. All right, we better get some tools organised, eh? What do we need? I'm going to grab a quarter drive with a 10mm and a short extension. Toolbox is close by, and I want to get in here, and it all depends how the last person's put everything together, how well we get it apart. So we've got separate videos on removing the intercooler, but it's worth watching more than one, because every time we do a video, we say and do different things and different information and different perspectives. So if you get in the VIP group and you watch one of the injector replacement videos and then go and do your injectors and make a mistake, well, you probably should have watched more than one, because it's a big job. Right, I didn't get that quite undone enough. Come on, come on, what are you doing? Come on, come on. Right. And of course, sometimes I've got to concentrate, so I stop talking. But what I might do, I mean, you know, 50-50, phone a friend. Some people are going, just put it in time lapse and speed it up. Then others want to see and hear all the details. So what do we do? So what we do is, I think for this one, we might just leave it for now. We're not going to time lapse it yet. So that's undone. Now speed things up a bit. Remember I said we were going to do it quickly. Quick, you know. Whoop, lost a socket. That's not quick, is it? See, when you start doing things quick. Always press to release before you start yanking on anything. And try, it's a bit of a touch you get to learn, I suppose. You need to know exactly how much to press it so it doesn't break. They don't normally break, but if you're watching our videos, we had one vehicle, right, they normally come off pretty straightforward. That we had one vehicle, it just fell to pieces. Everything you touched, it just fell to pieces. So, okay, now we need a 12mm, and I'm looking at the size. I'm looking at the rust and everything. I'm going, I reckon there's going to be a lot of reckoning going on with this one. That could be tight. So I just went straight for the. And you might go, why you got such a long extension or whatever? It's just more universal when I get to the next one, sort of thing. Gives me a bit more room. See, if that was short, I'm going to do my knuckles on the intercooler there. See that? So I'm up here where I can go and just get it undone. And that, it doesn't even want to. I'm going to get the impact driver onto these and zip those off. I just wanted to. I don't think that impact driver would have got those undone. But we want to speed things up a bit, so I'm going to put these bolts up on, everything's going to go up on the sill of the Hilux, because only on the 150, do we see that bolt there? Take note, that's the long one with the washer on it, right? We're going to push the first things we take off to the center and work our way out to the sides, yeah? Makes sense? You know, you can tag them, label them, color them, anything you like. For me, I know what they are, I know where they go. Probably wise to put a bit of grease on it before you reinstall them. Okay, so that one didn't go exactly to plan either. So this is one of those videos where, look, we might not get to the end. I can't guarantee you the whole job, right? But we got started, right? That's the main thing. Okay, are all the bolts undone? That's going to be stuck like you know what. Oh, wow, look at that. It just came off easy. So there you go. Maybe it's been off recently. So that's good, right? Bang, we just moved it a little bit like that. We need to disconnect the vacuum line still, so just giving it a bit of a wiggle. It is coming off at the turbo side as well. Now around here, okay, what do we got? You've got, the easiest way is to just take it off. There's this map filter here that goes onto the map sensor. I'm going to take that off on the bench. I'm going to just remove the vacuum line that goes to the throttle body. So large flat blade will do the job, and we'll just get in there. I've got to get a light set up soon so then I can see what's going on. And this would be handy if I grabbed the camera and brought it in and showed you exactly where, right? And that's what's in the other videos. If I keep stopping, changing position, and I can, but it's going to be a stop, start, and I miss bits type thing, right? So, but it's pretty straightforward. If you watch the video, you'll just look, you know, watch the other videos, right? Watch the, what have I forgotten something? Gee, that feels heavy, I tell you. The Euro 3 ones, because they've got a bit more steel on them. So I'll show you the other side of it, just because we can, right? There it is. And there's, so the dirty old map filter, we're going to replace that as part of the job. Okay. That's what we just slid off, right? That, I'll show you where it came off. So that's just going to go on the bench over here. It's quite covered in mud, so I'd say it's been into wombat, into a few bog holes and stuff by the looks of it. So it's had a clean up, but it's hard to get that underneath stuff. So that, where was it? Just behind you. You can't quite see it, but I just slid that off there. Okay, and at this point, as soon as I'm reaching to there, we'll undo this plug, press. Okay, you want to be difficult as well. So, you know, you pick a vehicle that you go, this one will be quick, we'll make it a quick video. This whole wiring loom is not connected to the vehicle. There's a bracket missing that goes on the back here, so normally you would have that there. This one's missing. The client is going to take care of getting that replaced. You know, grab one at the Toyota dealer or the wreckers. It's not something we keep. Haven't had that one missing before. We're just going to grab a rag to cover the turbo inlet. Make sure nothing falls down there. Not that anything would fall down there, but we're just going to cover that up with a nice clean rag. Okay. Now, to make things easier, obviously we need to take this side off the valve cover, but we don't need to get to it yet. Let's start over this side. You can't quite see, so I'm just going to go like that and unplug the MAF sensor, right? Then we need a little flat blade. You really need to be watching our Facebook pages if you want to know when we're available for parts and stuff, because as we get busier, it's getting more and more difficult to just do everything every day. So Monday is parts, dedicated parts day. That's the day. You need to get to me early. If you hit me for parts 4 p.m, too late. I only work school hours, okay? So there's a chance I might not get it done anyway, but if everybody does Monday morning, early as possible, so I understand the WA guys still in bed asleep. All right, 2 10mm bolts coming out of there. Where are we putting those? You guessed it, up here. Next one's in, right? And when you go, what's next? Because you're going to put it back together in the opposite order of what you pulled it apart. Okay, this wiring loom, we need to unplug. What do I need? I need a milk crate to reach that, don't I? Milk crates? Nah, no such thing as a milk crate. One, and it didn't break. It makes a clicking sound. Sometimes they break. That one's not broken, but I've never had an injector clip like that break. But I bet sometimes they break. When I say that, I've heard from other people. Different climates. This one's a bit stuck. And you get that. Okay, so push it, then push the clip just nicely. It's kind of almost a two-handed job sometimes because you need to press that and then have 2 hands on the plug. Oh, that one's stuck as. Quite stuck. All right. What is going on there? Just give the fingers a rest because that's what happens basically. You end up, you just end up with really sore fingertips from pressing on there. Get in there again, 2 hands. 1 finger to press, it's definitely resting full. There we go this time. So you just got to give the fingers a rest sometimes. On the Hilux only, you can get the wiring loom completely out of the way, right? There's probably going to be some more, no, there's no more clips because it's all missing, right? So what we can do now is just gently sit that there. We've got a couple more plugs here on the side. Better turn your back around this way or you'll be missing out. 2 plugs here. Carefully press to release and gently pull. Sometimes you've got to pull and wiggle. That's it. There's a lot of mud there, they just see all the dirt inside there. You probably can't, but you'll have to take my word for it. Right, next one. Right, that's about it. Almost it for the wiring. I like to get things right out of the way. So I'm going to unplug the 2 fuel filter plugs. It's 2 plugs on the fuel filter. Alright, so now that fuel filter wiring part of the loom, that's out of the way. This is out of the way. Now we can just slip the fuel filter up a little bit on its bracket to take it out of its bracket. We're not disconnecting anything. We're just going to go, I'm going to undo this clip actually off that fuel line, swing it around. We're just going to sit the fuel filter down in such a way. Now we've got all this better access here. I don't know if hopefully you can see what I can. Do you see what I see? Anyway, I could undo that clip. I'm just going to take the 10mm bolt out there and get this bit of wire completely out of the way. So impact driver, we'll get in there quickly. Alright, then we're going to get that completely out of the way as well. The more stuff out of the way, the merrier, if you know what I mean. We'll just sit that bolt back in place because it's not in the way of anything, then you know where it goes. There is another wire that's been connected. What's that? What is that? What's that that's been connected? Oh no. What? What's going on here? Oh no, what's that? That's crazy. I don't even understand that. Has that been cut off? Is that an earth? Someone's changed things around there. That's a bit bizarre, that is. There's not normally an earth there. Where does that normally go? I'd have to look at another Hilux. So it appears that one of the wires that comes out of the wiring loom is connected on the top stay of the manifold, which we're taking that bolt out anyway, but I'm not sure. There must usually be an earth there that goes somewhere. To be honest, the bit of the tape's fallen apart here. It needs to be retaped. So there's a bit of auto electrician work to do. We could do that sort of stuff, but it's quite time consuming. So we've got another guy who does the auto electrical type stuff. So there's other stuff to fix up as well with this job. All right, so you can see already things are starting. Let's get this off and out of the way because that'll open things up a bit. And that's what we want to do. We want to get some progress happening. I just grabbed the 12mm deep reach. Usually works pretty well just because it's a bit deeper, but I don't know. I should have stuck with the other extension. Stick with the single hex 6-point with that long extension because you know what? Whoops. I was going to say, it's not going to come undone anyway, like the other ones, right? I should have known better. Should have known better. Anyway, I think there's a song for that. There's a song for just about everything, isn't there? Oh, mate, come on, would ya? Let's go get the big bar in a minute. Oh, got it. That was tight. A little bit over specification. So, we'll now get the bottom bolt out first. Right, this speeds things up a bit. Right, so 4 nuts and bolts. To save a bit of confusion for you guys, don't throw these ones up on the sill. Take your throttle body, right? And I'll tell you, just the other day on a service inspection for the first time, I found bottom bolt missing and the top one loose. Okay, so just be aware who you let work on your vehicle. The 2 nuts and bolts, I'll go put these on the bench all together. Again, furthest away, just better order of business for you come back and you know where it all goes, although it's all going to get changed up because we're cleaning all this up anyway. Okay, now next we want to get a couple of what are we going to take off here? You know, I'll be quite honest, it's been a while since I've done a Euro 3. I'm getting rusty. I've got to pack injector kits for these things. I sort of forget what gaskets we need. So we need the 1 throttle body gasket. How tight are these ones? Yeah, that one went all right. Okay, so you can see what bolts on. Man, I'm going to get the big bar. I'm over this. Okay, we've got the 1/2 inch. Just got to find an adapter. This one will do. 1/2 inch. Same 12mm, same extension, and hopefully life's a bit easier. We could have gone a shorter extension, but I'm just trying to keep it simple. Yeah, that was tight. Okay, is there a 3rd one? There should be. Hidden somewhere? No, maybe there's not. I can't remember. See, I'm telling you, I promise you, it's been Euro 3 like this. We see maybe, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 a year, maybe. Yeah, no, just 2 bolts on the Euro 3. There you go. So get the bolts out first, and then you can see which vacuum lines need disconnecting, and you can choose which ones you want to go for first, right? So in this case, there's the 2 bolts. I'm going to pop those up on the sill at least for now. Right, the extension there as well. Now what looks easy to me, or easy enough, see there's this earth here in the way, so I'm going to get rid of that. So that'll be a 12mm as well. And the 12mm was left over here on the vehicle. So let's mess with that. I'll probably forget to put it back there because it doesn't belong there, or I don't know where. Where's the earth? That's not on there. It must go somewhere. I don't know. People changing, re-engineering Toyotas for us, you know. So we'll just get this off because this bracket, well, the Euro 3 actually. Yeah, no, you do. You do still have to get this out of the way. That's nice and tight as well. So every nut and bolt on this vehicle, by the sounds of it, is going to be, actually, that bracket's pushing out on it. Okay, so that's a bit odd as well because the bracket is pushing out against the bolt. So I'm pulling the bolt out of the hole now. And the bracket, even though the bottom's tight, it's sitting out about 15mm, so there was a pressure. See what I mean? That's not a Toyota fitting, guys. See that? Anyway, we'll pop that over here. It's obviously an earth or something, which I can't remember on this wiring loom where it is meant to belong. And that bolt from the stake, that will go up the top here. So the other 2 bolts from the bracket, they can all go up there together. They're basically the same. Now, as I said, you get this off, and then you can see the vacuum lines you've got to disconnect. What I'm going to make a suggestion is disconnect the 2 at the EGR valve and the 1 at this end. So quite often what we use, as I've demonstrated in other videos, a tool like this, it's a heater hose removing tool. Right, it's meant to go in and hoses, but it also works really well for vacuum lines. You just get in there and you work it back and forward, left and right, and that'll crack the seal, and then you just bang, there it is, it's come off like that. That vacuum line can stay sitting there. Now, trying to use them there, you may rip it open, so not a good idea. So we'll ditch that to the bench. Grab the big flat blade. The big flat blade works really well. You just get right in the base of the vacuum line, right? Make sure you're at the base and you pull up like that. That's one off. The one with the filter goes at the top, all right? In case you decide to do this on your Euro 3. This is why it's worth being in the VIP. And this is probably might just end up being in the VIP only, right? Right, so that's off, right? That's that assembly as it sits. One vacuum line there, two there, filter at the top in case you decide to do it yourself and you need to come back to the video to work it out. That can go on the bench. And what we'll do, we'll grab the 2 bolts from the inside of the 3 and just put the 2 bolts with it as well. And some people, if this gets on YouTube public, they're going, "No, you're being a bit anal, they're all the same, doesn't matter." Yes, we are a bit anal. Bad luck. Okay. These EGRs stay the cleanest of them all, and the worst of it will be down here, not up there, of course, because the EGR comes in down at this area here. So next we need to get off 1, 2. So this might end up, actually, I might make a shorter version of this, and the longer version will be an injector replacement one at a later date. That's a good idea, Anthony. Yeah, we like the sound of that. This is this just changed. This video just changed because I realised we've got that full detail EGR clean video, but there's a big but. Let's use the but since we've got the big bar here. But we haven't shown it on a Euro 3. Right, let's see what else we can get to while we've got these tools in here. Yeah, they're all really tight, eh? Unfortunately, I don't know if that's going to work, but on the other side again. Grotty thing this is, isn't it? Okay, so we'll get the zipper now and zip it. So this could be the full detail EGR clean, but you know, you don't need too much detail. Watch the other one. So we'll make it a short version of that one. Basically, zipping apart a Euro 3 and nut from there. Remember where that went? Another nut. If I can get that out of here. And a bolt. Okay, see? Bolt. So just sit those together, have that one for the stay on its own, those 3 together, pretty straightforward. All you got left is this one at the front here. Oh, that wasn't good, was it? Yeah, no, I had jammed the tool in there between the pipes and everything. Not that much, just enough to go, oh, it was getting a bit of resistance. So we'll just pull that out by hand that way. That's just for the stay or the bracket. Those 3 go all together. Then this will just go bada bing, right? So there's one of the gaskets you need. Oh, we'll go pop that on the bench. We're getting toward the mess now. We're getting toward the mess area. But like I said, these don't have to meet as strict emission rules, so they're not as bad, okay? What we'll do, we'll continue. I'll zoom in a little bit and we'll just get in there, right? So maybe you can see a bit more. And what are we going to do now? We're going to grab the 10mm with the 4 or 6 inch extension. Give me a sec. We need to unplug the common rail, the plug on the common rail, okay? So that's at the front of the common rail, so we need to reach down near this pipe here, find the plug, usually best done with a light. I haven't got a light out yet, how's that, eh? So I'm working in the dark virtually, going by feel. You've got to find which side the little tab is to release the plug, which in this case is not found yet. It's at the top, I think. Is that the top? I'm pressing. Yep, and it just had a click noise, and I'm pulling the plug back. No, I'm gonna need 2 hands. See, this is where they're a pain, and you can't get 2 hands in there. And the mud's stuck it on really well, but the plug's off. Job done. Right, so don't think that you're gonna just knock it off. You know, if you're really good, there's plenty of people that are better than me, of course. So if you're better than me, you'll get it done quicker and easier. You don't even need to watch this. What are you doing, you know? But, of course, warning. Warning, okay? So there's the longer one we use. That's ready to go with a SID chrome socket on it. And this is the shorter one I was using, ready to go with a snap-on socket. So there you go. All 6-point sockets, right? So usually, you'll get in there to the front of that pipe. There's two 10 mils. I can't get the camera in there and show you. It'd take hours to do it that way. That's why it's in the VIP. So you kind of got to pay for it. You do, I suppose, because at the end of the day, mucking around with the camera, I need a light. I'm going to shine a light in there. Give me a sec. Show me the light. So, it really takes a lot more time to stop and move around the camera. And when it pays, as it keeps, oh God, they're all, no wonder I couldn't get the socket on there. That's an absolute mess. Got a delivery, back soon. Literally had a delivery from Repco. But see, we didn't make you wait, we paused it. Oh my God, you should see the corrosion on these bolts down there. I don't know if they're ever gonna come undone. That's an absolute mess. Oh, that's nasty. Yeah, let me see if I can get a socket onto it. No wonder it wouldn't go on, see? Dramas. Dramas, let's see if it's a big drama or a little one. Because the socket, the way it would normally go on, didn't want to go on. I think that's on. It's going to be, if these snap off, that won't be good, would it? So how far are we going to go before we go, let's not go? Ooh. Wow. Okay. The thing is, yeah, you know, you can spray all you like, but getting in there is the problem. Access. Let's give it a bit of the usual stuff. The thing is, you know, I don't know. But nasty. Okay. Think. This is the thing, right? Think. I say that, don't I? So let me think. And there's people thinking for me and they're going, oh, do this, do that. And guess what? I'm not going to see the comments till later, but put them in there anyway. But don't worry, we'll be okay. So, let's try out some other ones while we're waiting for that to hopefully penetrate. Let's see what happens at this end of the pipe. That's not too bad, as expected, really. I am expecting worse than normal now, though. Alright, okay, so they come undone, that's good. Okay, so if they don't come undone, it's all good. So it's sometimes best left alone. This is what I'm saying, think, best left alone. You know, people want to put blank plates in or plates with a 7mm hole. It's a problem if you want to do that. It's going to be a problem later on this job with these rusted away fuel pipes. Guys, in case you didn't know, new injectors, new pipes. That doesn't mean new pipes and then 6 months later I'll get my injectors and you can reuse the pipes 3 times on the same injectors, new pipes. You can say, oh, I'm wrong and I did this and I've done that. You can do whatever you want. There's this thing called luck. And if you're lucky, that's fine. We don't deal in luck. Okay, luck doesn't work. Luck's not reliable. Okay. Should we risk it and think we're going to get lucky with these studs coming undone? Or, I know they're really tight in the head. That is definite. So it doesn't matter if they come out anyway. Let's put the and I don't want to put a bigger bar, I'd rather use the small one so I can feel what's going on. So, what's the conclusion? Conclusion is, we sprayed it. Let's see if we can get, how about this, we'll try the other one, see what it says. Okay, she's on. Well, it's on. Now let me get in a position where hopefully I can, oh yeah, no, I don't like it at all. Don't like. And, you know, I don't know that it's worth the risk, because it can be very difficult to get in there and fix up those studs depending where, if they snap off or not or whatever. So what we're going to do with this one, we're going to leave that pipe in place. So this is what I mean, think, right? You've got to think. I can go ahead, hey, if I just want to make money, what I do is I just go for it and I bust them, and then I go, mate, this happened, look at the video. I can even show you in the video, right? But, you know, I could ring him up and say, hey, what do you want to do? Do you want me to risk busting it? But I can tell you, for what? So the car's 16 years old, okay? It's about an 05 or 6, it's the early one. Let me have a look in the plate. It says, where is it? Where's the year? It's an 05, right? March 05, must be one of the first ones, right? So the vehicle's 16 years old. It's a lower emission, so which means less EGR flow, which is why you can get away with having this pipe here. So what that says to me, although it'd be nice to put a plate in there, in my opinion, it's not worth the risk of creating more work busting things that could cost many hundreds of dollars in labour to R&R other components and be able to fix that up. Worst case scenario, you can't get it out of the head, and really you've got to get the head off to work on it, so ending up costing him thousands. So this is where it pays. You've got to know where enough's enough, and I'm not saying I've got the most experience, but I've got a bit, and my experience says on those bolts down there at the head, there's one bolt out of there, my experience says enough's enough. So if you're doing an EGR clean, because this is, like we changed to, this is the EGR clean video on a Euro 3 Hilux, early Hilux. Nice and easy job, really. You know, the other one's full detail, pull it apart, put it back together. On this one, we probably won't actually put it back together, because you can see how simple it was to get it apart, and you just put everything back in the opposite order. Then again, you may get in the VIP group and see the rest of this video. We'll show you what you're looking at on the actual EGR valve itself. See how that compares to, bring this light up here, right? How's that? Is that a good idea? Do you like that? Right, here, how do you like that now? Right, so, don't want to get too much reflection going on. How about that? Not too bad. I mean, EGR, it's not what you want. You don't want, you know, I'm just looking at the surface under that gasket, and that is disgusting. This thing's absolutely a mess, kind of thing. So, in our, with our injector kit, we'll supply these gaskets, right? This one, obviously, because that's a mess. You know, this one needs to be replaced, the one above it. So, this is a good little, we'll re-summarise the gaskets required. So with a Euro 3, you'll get one of those, you'll get two of those and the square one. So 1, 2, the square one, that one usually can reuse. People put a plate in there. Like I said, that's solid still. I like this. I can just tell you a quick bit about this before you go, and before I go, and we may call it a video. Maybe, maybe not, and there'll be another one. But at this point, we'll have a quick look in the manifold as well, actually, to show you. I just want to show you what you're dealing with. So we'll bring the camera down over in a moment and show you in there exactly what's going on. But this is basically the majority. Look, if you don't have to remove the wiring loom, but it's not hard to remove the wiring loom and get it all this stuff out of the way for you. You know what I mean? To continue on and do the injectors, obviously, having all this stuff out of the way allows us to access all the fuel pipes at the common rail. Like I said, there'll be another video continuing on. I'll bring you in and show you what the manifold's like, so that you can know that it's kind of like, you don't need to go, oh no, but I wanted a plate in there, and because these don't flow as much, they don't build up as much for that reason. It's been like that for 16 years. It'll be good for another 16 after these injectors and everything's done, if all the maintenance is right and it starts getting looked after better than it was before. Let's go in and have a look, Okay, well there's the view in the volcano. Okay, I'll get down a bit closer, but it's quite difficult to get down there any closer. Bit round the back, inside out, back to front, you know. But you can see the shape of the manifold, so it's certainly not bad. Do you know what I mean? the Euro 3s, they don't build up and cake up. Even the later ones really don't that bad either. Some do, but these are pretty well consistent. You can say the worst of it's around the outside of the hole, just there, what you're looking at. And you know, you give it a bit of a scrape and a vac and whatever. We'll spend a bit of time cleaning it up. That's how we roll. But there's nothing there to worry about too much. It's kind of a good balance EGR. It's kind of like an EGR system that's okay. It's still crap. You don't want dirty exhaust. But with new clean injectors, this would be much cleaner. Because think about it. If it's running clean, it's not pumping out as much dirty black soot. Right? What's coming out your tailpipe or out your exhaust through that port in the head into your EGR system, it's much cleaner. So you get less of this. Something to think about anyway. Let's get to the rest of stripping it down. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Magic, look at that. I already stripped it down. I've got a time machine. Okay, so we're going to continue on and get all the injectors out. I finished off another part of a video on this vehicle. It was a Euro 3 EGR Clean. You probably see that before this, but if I decide to have it as two separate videos, you probably want to go watch that first. I think it'll end up being called Full Detail EGR Clean on an early Hilux Euro 3 without the EGR cooler or something like that. Watch that first, then watch this. Or it might be worth watching that first. This could start right now, this video, or it could start as part of another video. That's why it pays. Just watch all the videos. It's easy to do. If I can make them, you can watch them. That's the way I look at it. I'll put the time to make it, then you watch. Don't tell me you haven't got time. I made time to make it. You make time to watch it. So don't start texting me with questions because you didn't watch it. The only question you can ask me is, I would like to order injector kit. I would like to, okay? The text message service is for parts purchases or to book in for a vehicle inspection, injector replacement like this. Not to answer questions. That's our Facebook groups pages. It's in the videos, guys. It's all in the videos. So please watch it. Now, so what we've done at this point is we've just got the EGR off type thing. The pipe's going to stay there. So now basically all we need to do is we've got to loosen off the bolt at the bottom of this inlet manifold stay or bracket. There's a bracket here. We've taken the top bolt out. There was this weirdo earth, you know, whatever it was connected to it. We'll just put it back how it was. We're not going to auto electricize the thing and try and work out where it went. We'll put it back how it was. And so we've got to get to the bottom fuel pipes and we've got to get some of these clamps off. So we're going to zip those off now. First thing is we'll get rid of that top clamp. So these are the sorts of videos you need to, you get your, like I said, your packet of chips or your dips and biscuits, your cabana, your beers or your coffee or your press pause and your, you know. Whoa. I don't know whether that's been off, man. That is just full on. I'm going to hold that with a pair of pliers and just slice the glove open. Time for a new glove then. All right. So we'll take care of that first. We're testing a whole heap of different gloves as well, and we're going to have a video on which are the best gloves. And so far the TGC, world's toughest disposable gloves, I think they're pretty well on the money. Okay, there's some other good ones as well, and there's some crap, but at the moment TGC are coming out pretty good. Now what do I want? Pliers to hold that. Yeah, for that to be like that, that just hasn't been off in a long time. Have a look at it. You know, it just doesn't want to go anywhere. I should probably not have grabbed pliers, but let's see if it works out. You know, first thing that came to mind, you know. Yeah, it worked out. It worked out this time, okay. Lucky this time, right? So there it is, right? It's just a clamp, right? Whatever. Don't lose those, 50 bucks. Between the pieces are about, you know, 20 bucks each, and then the bolt, whatever ones, yeah, it's totals up about 50 bucks. It's ridiculous, isn't it? All right, there. Now the flat plate clamps, 2 nuts. The whole stud came out. Okay, that's cool. What about the other one? No, the nut the way it's meant to, so that's good. We can manage that because everything will stay there when we pull the stud out. As we've said in other videos, we now take the stud, put it in the vise and undo the nut. So we'll go do that. Okay, the stud is off the nut. Now we bring our flat blade in and take off the outside plate, right? That looks like this. Right, take that off, put it on the bench. Now's a good time to bring the stud back, right? So we've got the stud without the nut. Bring it back and put it back in the hole. because it's easy to do now before you start putting it back together and things are in the way. And because we might forget, even though it's easy without the pipes there, I'm going to give these just a quick on. Seeing as the pliers are sitting there, I'm just going to go like this, right, like that. It's certainly tight enough it's not going to come out, but if we remember, this is why it's like, do it now. We can do it better later, but at least if we forget, we've done it, right? Now what's going to be really fun with this one is getting these pipes undone, because they're the worst rusty pipes I've ever seen. And the more I get into this job, the more it seems like it's never been worked on. It's a bit of a disaster, you know. Let's fire up this light so you can see a bit more of what's going on, maybe so I can see as well. So there's two more clamps actually on these ones, 12 mil, a couple of 12 mils. We'll pop those off. Take those two 12 mil bolts off. Right, one. So let's crack those loose, hopefully we can get them out by hand. Thank you. What's that, couple of injector kits getting picked up? Not Monday, but that's good, thanks for that. Alright, we're all good. We just had, sometimes I've got helpers. I've got some injector kits picked up off the bench, getting taken down to Australia Post because it's not Monday. And yeah, that's why Monday's parts day, so that I can get it done for you. Because, you know, some people say in the comments, they say, oh, you know, I see you're closing and, you know, can't you get, you can employ someone. This is the problem though, they stuff things up, right? Do you want the wrong parts? Tell me that. Do you want the wrong parts or do you want the right parts? Do you want everything right? Do you want the right price, the right parts? You want it to happen quickly, right the first time, you know? You know the old saying, if you want it done properly, do it yourself, you know? So that's what I do. So once again, let me help you by listening to me and order it when I'm here on Monday, and then there's no mistakes. Because if I just go, oh, we'll just let whoever do it, I'll tell you what's going to happen. Like every other business, that they want to be bigger, they're greedy, they want to make more. I don't need to do that. I'm doing okay, and I don't need more. I'm good. So if you want to give me more and say thanks, that's awesome. Just buy the parts on Monday. Now we need to get down there, and I might even get my big buff head in the picture, because I need to get down there to that, right down the bottom on this stay, there's a 12 mil bolt we need to get undone to move it aside. Actually, I reckon let's try and work around it to make the point that on a Euro 3 you don't have to move the pipe. Let's try that. Let's do it. But look, first, for the most fun, I'll put that light back up the top here. The most fun of all, let's try and get these injector pipes undone. Now, for this one, I'm going to use the special TOYOTA tool. That's this one, right? Special TOYOTA tool. It says TOYOTA on it, 17mm crowsfoot TOYOTA. Bet you go to any TOYOTA dealer and you won't be able to find anyone with one of them. Right, now, this thing's right in my way. Can you just get the bloody hell over there out the way a bit? Thanks. Still in the way, but you know, that's better. Because I really want to get these nice and square, and yep, beautiful. See, we need to use the right tools. People tell me, oh, they have to cut the pipes and they're having all these problems and that. Correct tools for the job, and you don't have a problem. I just don't have a problem. You can't tell me you've had pipes worse than that. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can, because I've had pipes worse than that. And this one, just to be, you know, make things a bit more difficult, I'm going to bring this back over here, right, and do it from the side with my left arm. Then I'm completely uncut, right? We like to do this for videos, right? And get in here. There's a bracket in the way that you can remove out of the way if you want. It's optional. Completely uncut, and bang, you know? Mate, my 9-year-old could do that, I reckon. So, I don't know about this cutting pipes business. I know people are laughing, and 4x4 Diesel Workshop partners that have done heaps of these and had problems, they're probably going, yeah, nah, one day you'll get one that's a hard one. Anyway, we need to get down to the common row now, so get some other tools. We'll use the same big bar. I like the big bar with the extension. Show you what I'm going to use, what length extensions, right? This one's our Sid Chrome. We supply a crowsfoot with a kit. You may have that, may not be as good as this one or the one you've got, so if you didn't get it, even better. But that's the length we use. Again, the bar with the 1/2 inch to 3/8 drive adapter is what's happening here. We're going to bring the light down. It's hard, look, I can't really get you guys down in here to see what's going on too well, but if you look in that EGR Clean video, I show you, and you know, how could I get you over my shoulder here and show you what I'm doing? You know what, I'll try. I'm going to go to extra effort, so if you haven't already, please pause now and press the thumbs up, because I'm making the effort for you. Man, I'm making the effort. I don't know if it's going to work out, but I'm just doing my best here, all right? You know, I'm going to get in front of the camera a bit like that, reaching to get the tools. Right, I don't know if you can see this, I'm doing it, right? Bang, we're down onto number 1. Can you see? I'll just have a look at that. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? Okay, I'm gonna put the bar on, like so. And just give it a little, no, we need to go to the next one. Around here. Right, and then 2 hands, one there and one there, and just go like that. See how easy it is with the right tools? Not hard. So that's cracked loose. Oh my God, the amount of dirt on them, they just... Anyway, okay, that's number 1. Let's hit number 2 now. You can see number 2. How awesome this. This is a even how to get to the pipes video, eh? This could be a separate video, guys. If you're seeing this on YouTube, might be one I just decided to show you the tools and how to access the fuel pipes. And you know what, as you can see, it's not working out too good for me at the moment because I can't get this tool on number 2, which is why we always say, right, get number 1 out of the way first. So let's do that and see what happens. Okay, can we get these by hand? I'm just back up the top. No, I'm going to get a 17mm spanner, open ender. I'm just going to the top. I'm not going to move the camera again because this is a pain. 17mm open ender on the top nut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7. Oh God, I still can't get it by hand. 8, 9, 10. Geez, these are rusty. I'm going to have to put a photo of these up all over Facebook and show everyone. I don't know how this one got, you know, how it is, but anyway. Don't know the history. Okay, so we'll get number 1 out of the way. Get that by hand, right? I'm sort of trying to do it. Might see my hands in the way, but we're going to undo it and bang, right? See that? We're going to get it out of the way. I'm going to throw that on the bench. And we're going to just grab some caps. Now, if the vehicle's clean, you don't need to do this, okay? If you're doing injectors, because it won't take long. It's not a big deal. It's more the inlet manifold clean because you're upsetting things above it. There's lots of dirt and debris. Even when it's clean, they can fall down to that common rail. I'm just trying. I can't show you I'm sure my big fat arm is in the way. Just putting a cap on there, right? It's going to look dirty on the outside because I've touched everything dirty on the outside just about, you know, dirty. Dirty, no, not really that dirty. So there you go. So 1's on. Now we can get the crowsfoot again. And let's see what configuration works to get number 2. Okay, so number 2. Oh, we've got some other tools there to try it as well. I keep forgetting about those. They could work really well. So let's try that. You won't have those though. So I'll just spin the crowsfoot around the other way to show you how that may work for you. I'm big fat arms in the way again, is it? Sorry. I actually can't get on there with that, right? That's been a real pain. Now there's a way to do it, and that is you don't go all the way, you come up over the top, right? So there it's hitting the pipe is your problem. Can you see that? It's hitting the pipe that goes to the pump. So you need to get right around here on this one. I haven't actually noticed this problem before. On one of these, that's a bit bizarre. I haven't noticed that before. Because number one's out of the way. Normally you spin it around here, but see the clearance? You haven't got the clearance there, which means see where, on that side where I've ground some off, where are you about there? I've ground some off there. We need to grind some off this side. Wow, there you go. I'm just going to get one of the crow swoots that I supply in the kit. And we're going to do a bit of R&D, because I have tested them before. Cut the tag off it. Let's bring it in and see if it fits. I'll put it on the extension, we'll bring it in though. That'd be better. Now these, as I said earlier in the EGR part of the video, these are generally the easiest to work on. So yeah, that's not happening, right? That's not a happening thing. Now I'm starting to go, what's different about this engine to other ones? Because what do I normally do? I don't bloody have trouble doing this. So it's good that I do have a bit of trouble on the video so we can show you. Right, one, it's actually, there's no option there but to do some grind off the tool a bit, really. Or you take the pipe off, you take the, what a lot of people are going to do now, they're going to take the pipe off the one in the middle from the pump. I've never had to do that on any injector replacement job, so I've got some other tools I'm going to try, but it doesn't help you with the situation if you need it. Okay, going to do these other two tools. Right, they're, what were they? Oxygen sensor, no, other sensor, whatever, some sensor kit. Let me go and read and see what it is. What was it? Endeavour is the brand, ET1703. It's an ET1703 EGT sensor socket kit, right? So I got these, right? And the reason I got those, because I thought one day we can just go boom and try them and we'll find out. And look at that, I think that's going to work for us, right? No problem, which is good. Right, now that one works, okay? Now let's see if this one would work as well. That way we got backup times 2. I don't know. You know, let me see. That one gets on there. It sits on there, but is it going to work? I don't know. I'll get you back in a bit closer again to the action. Try and get this light somewhere so there's a bit more light on the action. How's that, eh? How is that? Hey, thumbs up please. Come on, we're trying here. Thanks for having patience. Right, doing the job and making videos. So that can't twist that way, so that's not really working for us. It's working, but it's not working with that pipe in the way. Now let's go to the next level, and that is, let's see if it actually works. So the straight one from the EGT sensor socket kit, we're going to put that onto the pipe, and it's going to make this job look so easy. And then everyone's going to go to bloody Repco and want to buy one of those. I'm taking the extension off. Whoops, don't put that there. Taking the short extension off, this little one. Set it up here, because it's a bit too long with that on there as well. And then we go, let's see if this works, right? I'm making things look hard a little bit because, to be quite honest, mucking around with the fuel pipes is one of the hardest parts. Did that turn or not? What's going on there? Oh my God, that did turn. That was like, did I crack that? See, I can't even remember now. There's that many times I've been on and off it. Did I crack it loose and then the second, anyway, whatever. The point is, it's working, it's worked. So that's excellent, right? So if you want to do it that way, I got these on special at Repco, I think for 90 bucks or something like that. EGT socket sensor kit. I'll yell at the part number again. Endeavour is the brand, ET1703. It's called EGT sensor socket set, 13, 14, 17. There's 6 in the packet. See, bonus tips, watching videos. Please give us a thumbs up. You can only do it once. I'm pretty sure. Okay, we'll get that spanner again. These pipes should be off and these injectors should be coming out. So you know, this has been a bit slow because of the drama. This is what I'm saying. Things slow down. Dramas, right? A bit of drama there, right? We haven't even started the job. We're just pulling the thing apart, and it's, you know, whatever. Now we can get that by hand. Beautiful. We'll just take that all the way out. We're not worried about the old injectors, crusty. I think these pipes might have been off before. I just felt a bit of a jack in the box. That's when the pipes pop up. You can't just watch this and then go replace your injectors. You really need to watch the ones in the VIP group. There's a whole heap more information there. You miss any of it and you could fall in one of those pitfalls. You know, it's like a sand trap. Another one of those pipes, I'll go get rid of it. Another cap that I want to clean. First thing I want to do is find a rag. I've got rags everywhere except for where I want one. Blow this cap out. Apologise in advance if the compressor cuts in. Nice clean cap. I just want to put that on there to make me look good in the video. Now this vehicle's quite dirty, that's why I'm capping it, because of all the dirt down there. There is a lot of dirt. Fuel system, no filtration down here, needs to be clean. So normally you'd get away with it in a clean environment, everything being right, but you know, it's just that manifold when you're pulling the manifold off, which we're not. Anyway, stop talking crap. Next one. Okay, let's see if we can get that original. My original favourite crow's foot. Without moving that stay out of the way is what we talked about, wasn't it? So, I reckon that'll work, but I'm just going to fling it around 180. Right. We might get a bit more out of it, yep. Right, and then we can go bang, bada bing, bada boom. See, they do come undone quite easily. It's not an issue. The issue is getting to them. Oh, the light's gone now. It's down the bottom in the bash plate somewhere now. That could be a real pain, that. We need that, don't we? Why did that fall down there? It is, it's down there. Let me see. I'm going to climb over the car now and get the light out. Shouldn't be too far away. Didn't even make a bang, did it? Got it. Now, where can we put that so it doesn't happen again? Let's put it over this side this time. Shine it over that way. There we go, how's that? Now the spanner again, up the top on the 17mm, at number 3 fuel pipe. Yep, that's good. The alignment's not good. Oh, these injectors look grotty as well. What are they? Oh, geez, they look like the wrong injectors. Alright, what are they? One. I'll confirm when I get them out, but oh, they might be right. Oh my god, one right, one wrong. I can't wait till I can't see it at the moment when we get them out. Later. Anyway, the last one is after the second last one. Alright, so number 3 fuel pipe coming off out of the way. Go and get rid of that. Last but not least, number 4 fuel pipe, the last one. Okay, we're on. We're on with the tool. See it? Can you see it there? It's behind the bracket. I know it's hard to see. Anyway, you should try bloody doing it and try and show it to you at the same time. Okay. These pipes come undone pretty easily, I've got to tell you that. So, you know, you look at them and you go, oh my god, what's going to happen here? And it is a bit of a, oh my god, what's going to happen here job. But, as it turns out, all the pipes are now cracked loose. Right, number 4, and then we'll just cap 3 and 4 at the same time. Number 4, we'll go to the top. Can we get that one by hand? Nah, got to get the spanner. Where did that spanner go, please? Just asking myself, of course, I'm here on my own at the moment. Not always. Sometimes there's people here, sometimes there's people helping, sometimes there's people trying to get in the way. Right, so sometimes we're somewhere else working, There's other sites. We're here, there, we're everywhere. We're out of here, we're into there, you know. This one is pretty difficult to get by hand. I'm just up at the top, getting this fuel pipe off, and then we'll reposition you. Give that a wobble, just trying to free it up so it can. It's not happy. It's not happy, Jan. Yeah. Sorry about the arm in the way, but I know you can't see anything at the moment anyway. I'm just telling you, having difficulty unscrewing a rusty pipe. This rusty pipe off number 4 injector, but that's all the pipes off now. So give the hands a bit of a wipe. Good thing about gloves is the hands wipe up pretty easy too. I suppose not much different to your hands. Press there to blow the caps out. Apologise in advance when the compressor cuts in. It shan't be long. A big 15 amp Ingersoll Rand. What was it? 100. What is it? Pump? How many? 18 CFM. Does that sound right? That testing the memory. This one's going all right. It's about coming close to 20 years old. Came from another workshop where we moved from there to here and whatever. Different locations, but it's been going since just after about 2003, I reckon. So it's 18 years old. No problem, no service. Look at that. All the lines off and they're all capped. Back up top. Okay, back up top. That's where the action's at. We better bring the light back up as well, eh? Give him a bit of a wipe. Could have done that before I hit the go button again. I just need someone to talk to. I'm here on my own, you know. That's when I think you get the most videos if I'm on my own. No, not necessarily. When you're on your own, you do need someone to talk to, so it works out all right. It'd be even better if you could talk back to me, but that's all right. We could do that on the phone, but we don't want to do phone calls because we're too busy for phone calls at the moment. Sometimes we can do phone, rather just do. Just get it all stop talking crap again. Okay, so I've got to get this valve cover off. How do we do that? Okay, now with this one, I'm going to remove 3 12mm bolts just to make things a bit easier. And we could have done this over here with the intercooler bracket as well, another 2 12. So let's do it, okay? Because it's not many bolts in this one. You don't have to do this. And just remember to put them back again later, because when you put it back together the rest of the car and you haven't got them there, could be a problem for you. So we've cracked those 2 loose. It's not going to take long to get these out. There's another bracket here. Should have used the short extension. Stop being lazy. Alright, go get the shorter one. Tell you what I'll do. Just get that 12mm deep reach that we were going to use earlier on the job that we didn't use. Come on, why did that not want to? Kind of didn't feel like it wanted to go on. Man, someone's worked on this before. Surprise, surprise, we'll grab the 12mm, put that on. Let's take that, and where's that short extension gone? The short extension, I'll leave it on the car. Yep. You fool. Don't leave tools on cars because you'll never find it, or it might fall down. 1. Okay, they're both out. You can clearly see. Leave them in the hole, then you won't forget where they go. Over to the bench again. Rusty bolts, we'll give those a bit of a spray. Okay, what do we got here? So here, why did I put the extension on? For that side, not for this one. So with the pipe, sometimes you just got to fiddle around a bit, but don't try and do them with a spanner. One bolt out. Okay, so that's the back bracket off there for the intercooler bracket. Sit that on the bench. Covered in mud. And the one for the PCV or CV, if you like, if you want to get technical. Only one person wants to get technical. He watches all my videos because that's how he really learns. Goes around making everyone think that, you know, that he knows what he's doing, but makes too many mistakes and needs to watch my videos to work out how to correctly do things. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I'll go and tell everyone I taught him that. Anyway, all the best to you, mate. I really mean that. By the way, all the best to you. You know who you are. Alright, get that off. Just give that a twist like that if possible. But this vehicle, who knows, a twist might bloody rip that boot down there to pieces, you know what I mean? So let's just let that, let's just kind of let it sit like that, you know. It's kind of like out of the way a bit. It's okay, you know, it's fine. Just leave it there. Okay, a bit of entertainment for you. Okay, that's that. There, those items out of the way. The only thing I wanted to do, where did I just put that bolt? That's what I want to know. Where did I put that bolt? See, I don't remember putting it anywhere. And my CPU was going, what's going on? We'll sit that one up in that top sill there. And now it's time to pop those nozzle seals out. This is the mistake a lot of people make. So if you've made it this far, you've done well, because you've just avoided the mistake of forgetting to take these out before you take the valve cover off. A lot of people make that mistake. Don't make that mistake. This is why I say watch the videos, watch them all. You might have been sitting there going, boring, whatever, get on with it, whatever. But the thing is, we're getting on with it. We're doing it. This is the job. This is what it takes. All right, we're going to get those 4. We've loosened off with the screwdriver. 1. See all the crap that look at that. That's what's going to fall into your injectors. I'm looking at that injector inlet now. You can take my word for it. Not as much out of that one, right? But I'm lifting them out carefully, and look at them. They're all full of dirt, mate. You know, client washed this down prior to the job. I didn't worry because I know we're going to clean all this up off the vehicle, right? Nozzle seals, they can virtually go straight in the bin. Rubbish. I'm not going to be reusing those. I just hope these injectors aren't stuck and welded in there. This could get really exciting soon, so stick around. So they're out, and those injectors, those COVID-19 injectors are in 21. Mate, they're like, if you try to put them back together, dirt and crap, just forget it, you know. It's just gonna, stuff's in there that you can't even see. You can't, what, are you gonna get a rag in there and go and try it? Not gonna happen, right? Just forget it. If it's that dirty, there's no way you're pulling pipes off or pulling injectors in there and getting them back in, unless you're so lucky. We've got to get these 10mm bolts out now, so let's do that. We'll try the impact driver on this. We'll try our luck, hoping that people haven't, you know, gone a bit crazy, super tight, if you know what I mean. So I'll go for this back one here and see what happens. Beautiful, everything's normal for once, besides all the muck that's around it. Okay, the back one at the other side, normally we get from that side and reach over, but just to be different and make things look hard or easy or something different, I like to do things different and going around this side because it's on this side. I want to get that on there. So it's not going to work. We'll go back to our plan. There's a reason why we do things the way we do them, I guess. Which means I need to step up over at the driver's side, which I didn't have there. Right. A special step. I think you know what it is. It's a special step. Just trying to jam it in there. Okay, that's good. Now we can get in there from the correct side, push into the hose a little bit like that. Is how it's done. Right? It's a pain, yeah, but that hose is there. That's all you can do. Right, now we get our tool out, and then we can grab the bolt. Bang! 2 bolts up on the sill. They're the 2 hard ones, if there was a hard one, if you like. So I can get rid of the uni joint. So we have a uni joint for the back 2, but not the rest. Or at least the front corners there. Someone's been in here. Someone has been in. Right, now. At the back, the nut, don't drop it. So straight away pull that out, that's a nut. Second one in from the back. The rest of them are bolts. Along this side, the rest of them are bolts. Oops, nearly dropped a bolt. Well, it always happens in videos, I promise you. All my best, worst work, did you get that? It's a double negative, positive negative, double positive. All my best, worst work is in videos. Okay, I want that before I lose it. Let's see if these come undone without holding the thing, yeah? Yeah, these ones are going to work. So they were inconsistent with how tight everything was. Okay, that's out. Now what comes in handy is a magnet. What size magnet are we going to go for today? We've got a selection there. A selection of magnets. And we're going to go, so that one's pretty good. 2, 3, 4. Go put those down. 1, 2, 3. And that was a nut, and then we got the last bolt. Okay, all the bolts are out. Grab those other nuts and bolts off the sill that I placed over here and put them all together. Oops, drop one. Lucky we got spares. No, just joking. Lost and found it straight away. It's in a nice neat little pile. Everything's good. Now, we got to that point. We're ready to take the valve cover off. We've got our ventilation hose off over that side there. We've got all the bolts out. We didn't forget our 1, 2, 3, 4 little nozzle seals. Don't forget those. I'm going to keep reminding you because I'll tell you something I've said in other videos. You only retain 10% of what you read or what you hear. So therefore, if you read something 3 times, you've got a better chance of remembering it. So it's like, I suppose, if you watch a movie, it's the same, isn't it? Really depends how much you like it. You might remember it, I don't know, for a day or 2 or 3, but you know, as it gets, oh yeah, I sort of remember that, you know. But if you've seen it 10 times, you remember, don't you? You could just about stand there and, you know, go through everything as it happens. That's the idea, guys. You need to learn this so you don't forget anything. So, see this, a little flat area just here. Fingers crossed that everything goes to normal. Now we don't pry it up past the valve, the thing there, right? We don't want to do that. We just want to get it up to about there. That's enough. Go put the screwdriver down. And then hopefully, if we come around to the driver's side, grab the oil cap with our right and the hump with our left, we can just gently wiggle and pull and just let things happen slowly, right? Just want to let it happen slowly. Right, and there it is. It gets a bit stuck on the cylinders of the injectors, and we just keep gently going up and we don't tip it. I'm going to take it outside and chuck it somewhere where it's dirty, back in a moment. Can't stop the camera, got dirty hands, not editing. Okay. So, didn't take a moment. That looks pretty clean in the engine. I'm impressed with that. There's a pile of dirt right under the injector inlets right there. Right, I'm just going to take most of that out right now because that's the worst of it. Let's get it out because that's what I like to do. And I'm not going to touch the injector until I have to. Well, actually I will. I'm going to give this a wipe now, just because I don't want it in the engine any more than it has to be. Look at that, guys. Can you see that? That's just the rubbish around the outside, you know. That was probably one of the worst ones. You know, you're just not going to be able to clean any of that. It's mainly in the, but the engine, it's pretty clean actually. So what we do next now is, the job now, it's the now job. We give the top of the head surface a bit of a pre-clean. Any debris that are sitting there, we want to wipe them away from the head. So we're giving it, it's like a pre-clean just because we're going to work around the joint and we don't want anything getting pushed into there. See all this muck here? So we've got that open as well, don't worry about that. I'm not going to push it that far, right? We just want to push the dust, all this dirt and mud, you can keep it, all right? It's yours. You went in the bog hole, you can keep it. It'll be down here somewhere for you. Right, when we wash the engine down, some of it will get washed out, some of it won't. If you don't want it, don't go in bog holes. You like that? Well, you clean it. You did it, you clean it. It's not my job to clean your bog hole off the top of the cylinder head there. We'll clean as much as we need to. Obviously, this is not the clean, this is the pre-clean. So, on one hand, I'm sort of being a bit, what's the word? You know, you got the word. You put the word in the comment anyway. Arrogant? Arrogant? Maybe that could be something of being a little bit. And you know, I said I wouldn't do it, but look at me. See? You're paying for it anyway, right? So whatever. At the moment we're pretty standard, but Right, so just giving it a what I call a pre-clean. It's definitely been off before, right? I can tell you from what I'm seeing at the moment, it's definitely been off before. The good news is it's been serviced, right? So over this side now, same thing. We're going to have to spend a lot more time. We're not going to do it on camera, obviously, because it'll be a time waster cleaning this surface, but I want to get the injectors out. I just want to clean as much of this muck that might get bumped, blown, breathed on and fall into the engine. Let's just keep it out. It won't hurt it. Yeah, it'll circulate around. It'll go to the sump. It'll go to the oil filter, whatever, right? Doesn't matter really, but we'll keep it out if we can, right? Because it's a lot. It's not what the system was expecting. Wasn't expecting a whole heap of crap at once, if you know what I mean. So that's the idea, to get all that. This is not the final clean. It's not even anywhere near it. It's just the get the crap off. Yeah, I'm repeating myself, but I can, because you watch me do the job. What else am I going to tell you? I'm going to talk to you about what I'm doing. I'm not going to think ahead of myself and whatever, right? So, if I may use the word, what do they say? Pardon the pun. Good enough. Okay, it's good enough. This has definitely been worked on because it's got the later bolts in it, which is awesome. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see if this has actually got the correct injectors in it, because looking at it before, I reckon there was some wrong numbers going on, right? So I'll give those a wipe now. Could even have a look at them now, maybe. It'll be easier to just get them out, actually. What are they, you know? Who knows? It's been worked on before. Now, what do we need? We need a 12mm. A clean 12mm, please. Okay, where do we find that? That 12mm dirty. Well, we need a rag to give it a clean. Soon the rest of the job will be done without gloves, if you know what I mean, because if you're worried about getting your hands dirty, everything's not clean enough yet, okay? They actually seem a bit loose, but that's all right. If they weren't leaking, happy days. But they seem like, yeah, interesting. Some of the things I'm seeing. There's no insulation on the, you know, on the in behind the manifold there. So let's say, yeah, the manifold's been off at some stage. Probably injectors, but that the good news is hopefully then we haven't got the blow-by situation in injectors stuck. I'm gonna go get the driver now and speed things up a bit. Right. For that back one, what do you reckon? Wobble extension or a uni joint? A wobble extension. I'll put it there. Quick uni joint. Uni joint. 12mm. Zip it out. Come on, go on there. Got the little button on my uni joint playing up. Bloody king chrome. There you go. I'm saying it, king chrome. It's not that old. Buttons playing up on the uni joint. Okay, let's get in there and just leave the bolt sitting there for the time being. Well, we'll just use the uni joint because it's on there. We don't need it, but it's on there one by one. Leave the bolt there, ideally. Right. Stay there. Okay, so all those bolts are out. The best way to get this off, and this is what I'm trying to tell you, the best ways to do some things, and I can demonstrate for you some wrong ways too, right? The best way to do it is like this, and what you do now is, rather than taking bolts and bits and pieces, because those can be split, separated, there can be inner and outer, and I know there is at the back, but so when you lift it, you don't want to move it around and have that back bolt, one right over the back corner there, moving around, and because if there's a part of the washer, the other side of the gasket underneath, we don't want to knock it into the engine or out. I want to just be able to get it later. I want all parts on the bench. So what we do now, we pick it up in a balanced position, careful as possible, and we lift it up if it will allow us to. All right, I'm going to take this straight to the bench. Boom, to the the bench. There's a few drips on the way. I'm going to quickly wipe those up because, you know, all these Prada hospitals need to be clean. Doesn't matter where we are, location. We may have many Prada hospitals. We just need to keep it top secret so people don't, you know, get too excited and think they can get in. Now what I'm demonstrating now is the bottom part of the washer sitting over the hole. Right? You like that? That's why you watch the videos, because if that was still sitting there and you bumped it or you pulled the bolt out and then whatever and it fell in, it probably wouldn't cause any dramas, but it might. So what we do, we take that to the bench and we check all components. Right, not now, but we're going to check everything's there. We don't want any problems. No comebacks, no maybes, no should be right mates, or you know, we'll just try luck and whatever. I want to clean that oil off there now and go, yep, that looks good. Right, yeah, you could clean enough to put a valve cover on. Some people would. There's people who do it without even cleaning it that much, but it's not our kind of clean. We're going to clean it a lot more before anything goes back on. Now, last but not least, boom, boom, crunch time. Injector's coming out. Let's see. We're going to hit it with a gun. Let's see if I talk as fast as I think. All right, that's what it is. Look at that. Bang. Boom. Sounded about the right torque setting as well. Wow. That's good. Okay. Things can happen quickly. Some people are sitting back having a laugh, can't not with you. No. This is actually going alright. Now, so we don't drip oil everywhere. Grab all those clamps one by one. It doesn't matter, they're all the same. Don't worry about the myths you hear. People make up rumours, trying to spread rumours around to get you confused. The clamps are all the same. There is different clamps on different engines though. So if you buy injector kit off us, we sometimes supply a free set of clamps because we're well overstocked on those and we don't need them, but we'll only supply them for the vehicles they suit. Now it wouldn't matter if you got them mixed up, they're going to do the job the same, but 1, 2, we keep them in order, put them back how they were. 3, 4, not much holding those injectors in now. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now, it's going to be the interesting part. Are these injectors stuck? Is this going to be job become a big drama or not? Oh, that one looks pretty good, huh? The O-ring wasn't good. See, oil all the way to the bottom. So the O-ring was out. I've got a funny feeling already that this could be a set of Baileys, right? Now let's just see. How would I know? Well, there's not much you can tell at this point, but I've got a funny feeling. I've just got a feeling. Let's hope not, and let's hope everything's... Oh, there's another one. See the oil all the way to the bottom? Now, when you have the oil all the way to the bottom like that, that's a sign of the O-ring just not leaking, not installed, whatever. That is absolutely flooded. That is ridiculous how much oil is in there, right? I just want to quickly get one of my port cleaning towels. The old original favourite, Johnny Holmes, over here. And stick it in the hole to stop any excess amounts of oil running any further down than what I want it to. Right. Okay. Bit of oil going down there. That's a bit interesting, I've got to say. So far, I've got to analyse these injectors now and the O-rings and try and... Look, I keep going in there and there keeps being heaps of oil on this rag. So there's a lot of oil that went down there, right? So some people are going to say, does that matter? Well, good question, because you know what? It's good I'm doing a video because I don't remember last time there was this much oil on any of the injectors, unless they're not stuck. Again, another dip and it's covered in oil. So there'll be more information coming. That's why you stick around. We're working on it. We are working on it. Can't make it happen faster than it happens. Let's see about number 3. Beautiful. It's not stuck. That's always a bonus. But look, oil all the way down it. again. So I'm going to take this to the bank. And you can take that to the bank. No, we're not taking it to the bank, we're taking it to the bench. I'm going to get Johnny again and stick him down the dirty hole because he loves being down dirty holes. I didn't even mean that. Oh, unbelievable. I actually didn't plan that, so there you go. Hope nobody fell off their chair. Oh God, that is terrible. I promise I didn't mean that. I just went, you know, it's a dirty. I just said. Anyway, I was thinking of a person when I said Johnny loves being down dirty holes, and I was, you know, he's like a plumber or something, digging in the mud, sort of thing. And then, you know, remembering I called him Johnny and whatever because, you know, it's kind of big and long, and everybody knows, you know, big and long, whatever, Johnny. Well, not everybody, but, you know, and you don't want to know, and we wish we didn't, but, you know, bloody primary school kids, I tell you, the secondary school kids, sorry, yeah, early secondary school, the things they share with you, unbelievable. Not good places, those schools. Anyway, number 4, let's get that out. You got to have a laugh though, don't you guys? Look, there's number 4, same scenario, covered in oil. So I'm going to put him on the bench. It's like the O-rings are not working, they're letting oil all the way down to the bottom. So what we want to do now is straight away get that dowel down there and soak up what we can. Alright. And I'm happy that the injectors aren't stuck. So we don't know if they've been stuck previously. They could be previously stuck, and there could be mess down there that we've got to clean up. Hopefully the oil's giving it a good soaking and soften it up, but plenty of oil down there. What I'm going to do now is put Johnny away for a little bit and grab a mirror, just take a quick look and try and show you guys, see what we can see without. Need a bit more light, so we'll bring this light down now. Down here. Try and show you. Right. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go. See if this works out. Yeah, it's very messy down there. Glad I soaked up what I could. Oh yeah, that one's a bit better. Yeah, so there's not enough in, it's not pouring down into the cylinder, so I'll give you a bit more information on that. Again, those people that want to know everything are there watching and listening for every last moment. Okay, so this is the deal, right? You know, with the injectors, there's a seat at the bottom, there's an O-ring, you know, 1 inch and a, what is it, 40, 50, 60 mil, I don't know, I haven't measured it. Up the injector, by the looks of it, I can't say there's no O-ring, there's too much oil, but it looks like there's no O-ring because the oil's coming all the way down to the seat, which I don't know whether that's a big deal. I don't think so personally, but it's not designed to do that. The biggest issue is how much oil runs down the engine. So the oil's a bit thick and cold at the moment, which is good. And I believe most of it come off with the injector. And when you look at the quantity that's on the rag, it's not that much. We're talking about a few mil. And I don't think it ran down and went through the hole. And if it did and there was a couple of drips isn't the end of the world, okay? So it hasn't filled up 100 mil, 50 mil, or even 10 mil, I believe, if anything, whatever a couple of drips is. But you can do a couple of things. If you've got a camera, you can put your camera down and have a look at down there. You might even be able to look with your light, shine your light down there and have a look. Or when you can crank it over, but that will pump more oil and put more. That'll cause more problems. So I wouldn't do that because some of those petrol people. So here's your answers, right? Normally you pull your spark plugs out. Oh, just crank it over and you blow all the garbage out. It's better than blowing in with compressed air, right? Or whatever you had to spray to fix a thread, and you crank it over and blows it out, right? We love it. It's beautiful. But in this case, you might get away with a little bit, like, and that's it, and then just stop. But I'm not going to do it because it blows away. If there is, or it blows everywhere, and it's just not going to be in there. I'm quite confident it's not in there. So the main things we've got to get to now is checking the valve clearances, which is in other videos, checking valve clearances. So I don't think we'll include that in this video. We've got to clean the hell out of those ports, and I'll show you those, I think. let's go and have a look at the injectors on the bench, have a play with those. Okay, so you're probably curious as to the mess on the bench here, so I thought I'll show you that first. That's our parts as they came off, obviously, all the bits and pieces we've taken off, the pipes. Here's the injectors is what we wanted to have a look at, but just to give you an idea of tools, because people wonder about what tools, you know sort of what we used. What we've used is kind of out on the bench, a little bit untidy at the moment. I haven't cleaned up anything, that's as it was, okay? Don't forget those 2 channels, subscribe. There's the clamps as they come off the bench, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's that return line. Notice all benches started off clean, and there's that little bit of washer we were talking about, that little gasket there. So back over here, the oil will slowly drain off these. I reckon those O-rings are crap. Now, how are we going to know? Remember I said something about Baileys. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to have to set this up in the tripod, and we'll just have a bit of a wipe and a play of these and have a look at the top codes and give you a bit of info. Alright, so I'll just move some of this stuff. Alright, so let's have a look at these injectors. Where's that dirty rag that I had? Oh, right here in the, right here, see? Couldn't be closer, could it? I'll get rid of Johnny. Put him over there. That is the oldest port cleaning dowel. He's been around a long time. So there's a lot of reasons, and he is the longest of all. Okay, these injectors, let's just have a quick look. That's how they should look, right? They should come out looking like that. Why? Because there's an O-ring there. We'll check it in a minute and see if it's gone hard or if any of them are broken. And I said, oh, I reckon they might be Baileys, but I could be completely wrong. Normally we do this later, but I'm just going to include it in this video just to give you a bit of extra information, right? Because you don't watch all the other videos. So let's include it in this video, right? For the people that watch this video, because this is important stuff. Now, if you want to know about your injectors, and if you've purchased an injector kit off me, you can clean this number off here, like that, right? And I can tell you some things about that, right? Let me just go and have a look at my chart. Oh my God. Those injectors were built in March 2003. They are the originals. Right, well that one is. Alright, let's have a look at the rest of them. I'll give you some information. And you know, this and that. You know, there's so much information, right? You can't get it all in one video. You got to just keep watching, right? Let's clean. Where's that? That one's the same. Okay. Same. Not same, different same. Exactly the same. And the only reason the seats aren't leaking is because luckily, and the injectors aren't stuck in there, luckily at some stage, someone, so they wouldn't be a set of injectors from Baileys because they wouldn't all be the same manufacture date. So they're not going to be a set of, but we'll still confirm there's ways. We're going to look at the seats underneath them is the next thing we do. Going to look at that one as well and just make sure that one. Yep, they're all March 03, okay? Now what we need to do is get these seats off. So we need to bring that flat blade over here. One of them wants to fall off, but the rest don't. Oh, they're all loose now. So we'll just lay them out. 1, 2. Sorry, I'm in the way. You get that. I need a cameraman. Right, so there's the injectors, right? They can just stay there. We're not too fussed about them anymore. They're rubbish. But actually, the readings, again, the readings were quite good for 16-year-old injectors, and that's how old the car is. Like I said, injectors can be up to, I've seen up to 3 years older than the vehicle. Now, of course, I haven't got what I want within arm's reach either. I've got them everywhere, but I haven't got one right there. This will do. We'll grab a can of brake cleaner. That's the closest thing we had. Just going to give those a spray, like that. We'll just give you a vintage on these seats and how long do you reckon they've been in there for type thing. So they're all clean now, you know, I mean clean, you know, I'm not scrubbing them. I'm just cleaning them up enough that we can go, yep, let's have a look at those. Let's do a analysis on these, right? Let's have a good look at them. I can tell you that, for anyone that's interested, they're not that old. I don't think they've done about maybe 100,000 Ks, something like that. So what's the vehicle done? I haven't said that in this video, have I? I can't remember. High Ks, 300 and something, 370 or something. Let me go and have a look. I know. Yes, he's got a memory still, 370,000 kilometres with original injectors, and no, it hasn't cracked a piston yet, okay? So don't tell me, oh, the pistons are crap. This is an 05. It's like, you know, oh, someone's going to go, oh, but the 05 ones are better. Yeah, so Toyota just made them worse, and they kept revising and make them worse and make them worse, make them worse. Look, hello, it's not a problem with the pistons. It's quite obvious. It's well documented if you read the information. But let's get back to have a look at these. So the point is, at some point, that doesn't mean, so those injectors, if they had blow-by, they've cleaned it up really well. Next test, let's get the little pick that we use to test and remove the O-rings, right? So telling us if these are hard or not, if they're original. You know, if any of them are gone hard, then that's why it's going to let the oil, because it's definitely letting the oil down, right? So if these are gone hard, they're going to break rather than, oh yeah, it is broken, right? Did I just break it though? I don't know, but let's have a look at it, right? You know, yeah, it's like a piece of, it's just like a piece of plastic. It's not rubber anymore, okay? Just from the heat and the age, which is why we talk about, even if, right, your injectors are going to last. See, I think that just went straight through it as well. Yep, just broke it, right? So even if your injectors, so this is a good bit of information as well. This could be another separate video for anybody, if this comes out on YouTube. Well, you know, a separate video showing you findings. This is part of a bigger thing, you know, part of bigger things, right? So I can't even, that's not even an O-ring anymore. I can't even get underneath it and stretch it to lift it. Oh, that one's better than the others, but it wouldn't stretch enough till it broke, okay? So just trying to demonstrate. We've got a bit of a sticky mess here. We'll just get them all off. It's all rubbish anyway. All right, but you can see it won't stretch, it just breaks. Okay, it just breaks and then they come off. So all those, all right, that broke in two places. So this is what's happened here, right? From what I can tell you, from what I can see, what I believe has happened here is what I'll say. This is what I believe's happened. Old original injectors, at some point it's had blow-by or an injector seat recall. There's a customer service exercise, which doesn't actually cover this vehicle, so it probably wasn't under that. It was probably the injectors come out at some stage. It looks like they've done a reasonable job because I can't see black specks on the seating surface, but these were almost about to leak again. And why would that be? I'll tell you why. They were too loose. If you watch the video when I removed them, they were easy to undo. Remember the impact driver? Really easy. Not enough squash pressure there. It's got to be 22 Newton meters. Did I get that right? 22, yes. Because I always say the wrong numbers. Don't trust me on torque specs, okay? I can tell you what it is. If you want to trust me and risk it, but I'll probably tell you the wrong one because I just say the wrong number. Oh, you know, that's a 17 mil, like talking sockets, and it'll be a 19 and vice versa. So what's happened here? Old original injectors, probably had some blow-by. Someone's changed the seats, but they were lazy and they didn't change the O-rings. I use the genuine O-rings. Yeah, they're $4 each, okay? These, they're $6 each, all genuine. There's $40 worth of parts there in my hand right there, okay? So things aren't cheap, but when they're well engineered, it's worth paying the price to get the right stuff. This is all rubbish. We're going to have all new injectors, O-rings, pipes, everything's going to be right. This thing's going to be running beautiful. But that's a video stripping down injectors. Unfortunately, the size of the videos, we just need to try and keep it a bit smaller and keep it down a little bit, if you know what I mean. So what we're going to do is we'll call that a video and we'll do a separate one. So probably part 1, part 2, okay? So this will be stripping down injectors, removing injectors or something, and there'll also be a reinstallation part 2. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something out of this. This doesn't get you over the line. Even when you see the other half putting it back together, there's more information. We're going to go and clean the seats and the ports, and then we're going to clean, we're going to clean it all up. We're going to check the valve clearances. We've got videos on that. This was just stripping down a Euro 3, nice and easy. We've got to go clean all the components, the EGR and stuff. We've got hours of work to do, and we're going to get it back together in another video. Thanks for watching. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, turn the bell on. More proper, awesome, accurate diesel information coming your way. See you guys.